CCAE is a thriving community of colleagues who offer advice, support, and cheer on each other's successes. My relationships with leaders across the country is something I treasure and I derive so much benefit and satisfaction from. Thank you for bringing us together, Mark. It's really astonishing to consider what Mark, ably supported by volunteers and staff, has built over the past 15 years. With a leap of faith and a deep commitment to educational advancement, he became the first executive director of our sector association. As I look at the array of programming, communications, and services we provide to our members, Mark, you've got to be proud of what you've accomplished, and we're very grateful.
Hello, I'm Marnie Spears, Chair Emeritus of CCAE. I may be retired now. However, I will be forever, in my mind, an education advancement professional and a proud supporter, champion, if you would, of CCAE and Mark Hazlett. Over 30 years ago, while at McMaster, I had the privilege of leading the formation of CCAE through the amalgamation of boards of CAIDO, ACA, and PACE, Development, Alumni Affairs, and Public Affairs. I think we had 32 members on that very first board. I have to say those meetings were a real challenge. But importantly, at that nascent stage of development, we used our collective voice to tell our institutions that we were deeply committed to the growth, education, and professional development of the advancement profession in Canada, and that we were here to stay. Subsequent boards have met that promise and then some, and it has been their success and vision for the future that led to the hiring of Mark 15 years ago from UNB, but previously he had roles at Queen's and Laurentian, so he was so well prepared and playing already a leadership role within the board of CCAE to take on this challenge. Mark brought his trademark sincerity, loyalty, and authenticity to this new leadership role.
One thing that I'll always remember about Mark is his commitment to education and promoting the profession of advancement. Mark is a true believer in helping and supporting the next generation of young professionals. I've seen this myself in his unwavering support for the TD Insurance Fellowship Program. Not only his support for the program itself, but the genuine interest he shows in the fellowship recipients, coaching them, supporting them, encouraging them, and helping them launch their career in advancement to be our next generation of leaders.
Hola, Mark from Barcelona. We are so happy to hear you are on your journey of greatness, the next steps. It's exciting. You're going to get to be able to do everything you had to put off all these years because you were working. A little bit bittersweet for us, especially for me, because you really did embrace me when I remember the first time we got together, and I just wanted to learn a little bit more about the alumni and what to do and that sort of thing. And right away you welcomed me, and you would have me meet different people in advancement. You were so good to offer advice, like so caring. Like you became like the patriarch of alumni for me in advancement. So anybody that's ever really worked with you has been more than fortunate to be able to spend time with you and learn from your incredible. I do want to say one thing, though. I do want you to please allow yourself to be celebrated. I know there's going to be a lot of crazy, fantastic messaging around what an amazing man you are, a leader, and very honorable. And I want you to take that all in because you are always the first to celebrate everyone else. And you selflessly never wanted to be celebrated. This time, be selfish. Let's have some fun and celebrate you.
I'm one of the lucky ones, just like all of you, who've had the privilege of working with Mark Hazlett. But even if you haven't collaborated with Mark over the years, I would say that all Canadian advancement professionals, past, present, and future, owe a tremendous debt to Mark for his legendary contributions to the advancement community in Canada. A fundamental quality of Mark's leadership is his willingness, indeed his eagerness, to forge new paths together with like-minded leaders and colleagues. And you can see this inclination threaded throughout his career. He's a member of the first cohort of advancement professionals who pioneered our work and created the foundations on which we all stand now. He began volunteering with CCAE at its inception, instinctively seeing the value in leadership that it could provide. And as the inaugural staff president, he took on, together with board members, volunteers, and the entire advancement community, the vital work of building CCAE into a professionally managed and led organization with greater capacity to support and nurture the advancement community in Canada.
Greetings from New Mexico, and hello to all my CCAE friends, and especially to Mark. I am so sorry I can't be there to celebrate all that Mark has accomplished as Executive Director of CCAE, but I'm sure happy that I can share this greeting and message from down here in New Mexico. First of all, let me just say it is completely appropriate that you are gathering to celebrate Mark. He has done so much for the Canadian advancement landscape and deserves this recognition as he is stepping down. As I think about Mark, it's sort of hard to think about CCAE without him. He has been part of the institution, starting as a volunteer and then becoming the executive director. So in many ways, he is CCAE, and I am really grateful for all that he's contributed to really help elevate advancement across Canada. When I think about my own interactions with Mark, they really evolved around my service on the board as well as my time as chair. And I feel like that was an extraordinary privilege for me to have that opportunity to not only work with Mark, but work with all of you, all of my colleagues in Canada, to really help elevate the important role that advancement plays in making a real difference for our educational institutions. When I think of about Mark in particular, however, I have to say that one thing comes to mind, and that is that he was incredibly tolerant and patient with this American the entire time, and probably put up with some crazy ideas occasionally as well. But in all seriousness, I'm just grateful that I had that opportunity to work so closely with Mark and partner with him, all of my colleagues on the board, to really help meet the needs of our Canadian advancement community.
Hi, Mark. A few of your friends at CASE wanted to say hello and recognize all of the great work you've done with CASE and CCAE.
Hey Mark, greetings from Geelong, not far south of Melbourne in Australia, where I am teaching on a CASE Asia Pacific Institute for Educational Fundraising. I wanted to join the very many voices of your fan club to wish you all the very best in the next chapter of your life. It has been an immense pleasure working with you in partnership between CCAE and CASE to serve everyone who's advancing education across Canada. It's always been a real joy to meet up with you on the all too rare occasions we've had the opportunity to do so, and see the wonderful outcomes of the work that you have led, together with many of our colleagues and our wonderful volunteers across the region.
Hi Mark, we are really going to miss you around here at CASE. In fact, thinking about your departure, I've been reflecting on my own tenure and my decision to come to CASE. At the time, I really thought about the opportunity to do something mission-driven and was inspired by the idea of something bigger than myself. But what I didn't realize is that I was entering this community of like-minded people that were incredibly generous of their time, of their leadership. They make you try harder, and be better, and frankly, are just kind. And when I think of you, Mark, that is exactly the type of person you embody.
Hey, Mark, it's Brett. I just wanted to say it's been a complete pleasure working with you over all these many years. Thank you for your partnership and all of your wonderful service, and for your service to CCAE. We're going to miss you. Good luck with everything, and all my best. Take care.
Mark, it's been amazing working with you, and the relationship between CASE and CCAE just couldn't be better. And it really is the result of what you have brought to that role, and we couldn't appreciate it more. Best of luck to you, and can't wait to see you down the road.
Hi, Mark. It's Mary Williams, and I wanted to join in with everyone else and share my huge thanks and appreciation for everything that you've done for CCAE. Your leadership as a volunteer first, and then as a team member at CCAE and the leader at CCAE, has made a huge difference to our profession. 15 years, that's so amazing. Thank you so much for everything that you've done for our profession and for so many of us in the profession. There just aren't words to share our appreciation appropriately with you, but also want to send you lots of great wishes for this next chapter. Hope that you'll enjoy time and different things and you being able to do during your leadership time with CCAE.
3 words to describe Mark Hazlett. Let me think about that. Passion, modesty, Maple Leafs? Is that 1 word or 2? I know Mark loves the Toronto Maple Leafs, but that's not really a fair comparator. If CCAE were a hockey team, Mark would have no trouble leading us out of the first round of the playoffs and all the way to the Stanley Cup Finals. One thing I will always remember about Mark. Does it need to be a pleasant memory? There was that one time we had a board meeting in Toronto, and he told us that for our evening social event, we were getting tickets to see the Raptors, which was kind of cool for a guy from Montreal who had never seen a live NBA game. But instead, he ended up taking us to a sports bar across the street from the arena. I never did forgive him for that one. But on a more serious note, the moment or string of moments that stand out for me was in the spring of 2020, my first few weeks as board chair, watching Mark navigate the organization through the COVID pandemic. It was a difficult time for all of us, so much concern and uncertainty for ourselves and our loved ones, but also for CCAE and the entire advancement sector. And yet Mark maintained that calmness and professionalism we're also used to seeing, and with his mighty team of 2 set out to develop an entire plan of online activity that was so crucial in engaging our membership when we were all stuck at home. Those efforts provided us with a great source of insight, knowledge, and comfort. And looking back, it's clear that Mark met that difficult moment as best as one could expect. And to me, that really exemplifies the kind of leadership we've come to expect from him these last 15 years.
Hi, Mark. Congratulations on your retirement from CCAE. I think it's about 30 years ago when we first met in Kingston. I was at the college, you were at Queen's, and we got together with a whole gang of like-minded folks down at the Holiday Inn to talk about starting an organization to help bring together advancement professionals across the country. It's been a great ride. It's great to see you involved with the organization from the very beginning as chair of CCAE and then to become our CEO. I wish you all the best in your next chapter.
I wish you all the very, very best from all of us at Manulife, who really do care quite a bit about you personally. Take care, Mark.
Mark, I wish you all the health and happiness there is to give as you enter this next chapter. I know I'm not alone when I say that we will all miss you greatly, especially our 4.5-hour meetings in the green room. May all your drives be straight and putts go in, my friend. Congratulations.
I want to thank you on behalf of all of us and so many others that you saw as supporters for that partnership and for the trust and respect that you showed us. May success continue to crown your efforts in all that you do. Thanks again.
Wishing you all the best with your future. Please do not be a stranger. Looking forward to staying connected. Warm thanks and g'day.
I want to wish you, Leanne, and the girls a wonderful next chapter. And I insist, my friend, that you keep in touch.
From the very start, it was clear what your commitment was, the vision that you were bringing to the role, and the deep partnership that you were about to frame with so many of us who were volunteer leaders in the sector. What a great opportunity to be involved in those early days. And thank you so much for your willingness to take on this important role. It's been such a privilege to watch your leadership grow over the years and your impact and the importance of CCAE to our profession. So many, many thanks.
Mark, congratulations. You certainly deserve this recognition in this evening, and I feel horrible not to be able to be there. And I also wish you well in whatever life brings next for you. Finally, just a sincere thank you for not only everything that you've done for the Canadian advancement community, but also for the opportunity I had to get to work with you. Thank you.